In a quiet valley surrounded by soft, misty hills, there lived an old farmer named Ravi. For 40 long years, Ravi had tended the same patch of land. His days began with the rising sun and ended long after the stars filled the sky. His life was simple, humble, and built entirely on faith in the soil. Every season, Ravi planted his seeds with a hopeful heart. Some years were good and some were hard, but he never stopped believing that his hard work would one day build him a better life. One year, something extraordinary happened. The rains came exactly when needed. The sun shone bright but not harsh. His wheat fields grew taller and greener than ever before, rippling like a golden sea in the gentle breeze. Traders visited him weeks before harvest, offering large sums of money. For the first time, Ravi dreamed of repairing his crumbling house, buying better tools, and perhaps even taking a few days of rest, a luxury he hadn't known for decades. Every morning, he would stand on the edge of his field, hands on his hips, a proud smile playing on his weathered face. Finally, he thought, life is smiling on me. But life had its own mysterious plans. One evening, as the sunset painted the sky with colors of fire and blood, dark clouds gathered over the valley. The wind, which had once been gentle, turned wild and cruel. Within hours, a violent storm crashed down. Thunder roared. Lightning tore across the sky. Heavy rains lashed the earth. All night, Ravi sat by his small window, watching helplessly as his life's work was crushed under the fury of the storm. When dawn broke, the damage was clear. His beautiful fields lay flattened and ruined. The dream he had carefully nurtured crumbled into nothingness. Villagers came by to console him, but Ravi hardly heard them. His heart was too heavy. His mind repeated the same bitter thought. Why? After all this time, why? He stopped working. He stopped planting. He stopped believing. Weeks dragged by. The fields, once full of hope, were now a sad, muddy mess. Ravi spent his day sitting under a dying tree, watching the empty horizon. But life was not finished yet. Unseen by Ravi, deep beneath the earth, something miraculous was happening. The violent storm had changed the course of the nearby river, pushing its waters closer to Ravi's land. The once dry, stubborn soil became rich, dark, and full of life. When the next rains came, wild herbs and medicinal plants began sprouting naturally across his ruined fields. Rare plants worth far more than wheat. Strangers began arriving, offering prices higher than Ravi had ever imagined. Herbal traders, doctors, and merchants traveled from distant towns, eager to buy his crops. Ravi watched in disbelief as fortune knocked on his door, not through his careful planning, but through a disaster he had once cursed. With the money he earned, he rebuilt his home into a strong, beautiful house with a red-tiled roof. He hired young villagers to work for him and taught them how to care for the land. He opened a small school in the village, so no child would have to grow up without learning the secrets of the soil. Years later, sitting on the veranda of his sturdy home, surrounded by grandchildren playing in the soft grass, Ravi would often say with a wise smile, "Life is like the river. always moving, always changing. What feels like the end may just be a bend in the journey. Never judge your life too soon. Sometimes, the greatest blessings come hidden inside the storms we fear the most. Moral: never judge life too soon. Sometimes the things that break your heart are secretly building the future you were meant to have. Trust the seasons of life, even when they seem cruel, for hidden blessings often come wrapped in pain. Let's learn from the story. Tended, meaning took care of something carefully and lovingly. Example: Ravi tended his fields every day, believing that hard work would one day reward him. Extraordinary, meaning very unusual or remarkable, beyond what is normal. Example: the wheat fields grew to an extraordinary height, amazing everyone in the village. Gathered, meaning came together or collected in one place. Example: dark clouds gathered over the valley, signaling the arrival of a terrible storm. Flattened, meaning made flat or destroyed completely. Example: after the storm, Ravi's once beautiful fields were flattened beyond recognition. Consoled, meaning comforted someone who was sad or disappointed. Example: the villagers consoled Ravi, offering kind words when they saw his broken heart. Miraculous, meaning something wonderful that seems caused by divine power, unexpected and amazing. Example: the way the river changed course and enriched Rui soil was nothing short of miraculous. Sprouting, meaning beginning to grow quickly. Example: wild herbs began sprouting in Ravi's ruined fields, bringing unexpected hope.